Sports Jam's Questions of the Week.
Is it time for the BCS to be fixed Sports Jam style?
Why does the Alabama Crimson Tide deserve to be in the national championship game over Oklahoma State?
And are you ready for some hockey realignment?
Sounds like we need some answers. Let's start the show.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Sports Jam alongside Baseball Insider Rob Steele and our little buddy Stephen Peffer.
Roll Tide.
I'm Chad Cetera. Yes, roll Tide. Stephen, I'm done. Let's do it. It's time to put the gloves on. Go head-to-head. Rob, you be a timekeeper, whatever it is. Oklahoma State is the 2011 Big 12 champion. They deserve to be in the national title game.
And why is that, Chad?
They won the Big 12. They were the best team.
How many teams are in the Big 12?
9. They were the best team in their conference. Was Alabama?
No, they were not. They were the second best team.
They were the third best team. They weren't even in the championship game. They were the third best team.
How are they the third best team? They would destroy Georgia just like LSU destroyed them.
They never played each other.
Come on.
There you go. They were the second best team in their own division.
Which is the best division in all of college football. With they have 3 of the top 6 teams in that division in the BCS standings.
Okay.
LSU, Alabama, Arkansas.
And they went 1-1 against the 2 teams that are considered the best.
They're about to go 2-1.
1-1.
About to go 2-1.
And Alabama fans are driving me crazy right now. Are you going to be satisfied winning your 14th national title if you split the season series with LSU?
Yeah, I will.
Why? How?
Would Oklahoma State be satisfied? They lost to Iowa State and they win the national championship. Would they be satisfied?
Absolutely.
Yes, they would.
Absolutely.
Of course. So you play the number 1 team twice and you split 1-1. Okay, you win the national championship. That's great. You won when it counted.
Well, didn't the first game count?
It did, but we get to play again because the 2 best teams, as the BCS was set up for, to put the 2 best teams together, and it is the 2 best teams.
No,
number 1, number 2.
Oklahoma State is a better team than Alabama. Let me tell you why. Brandon Weeden, 4,328 yards passing, 34 touchdowns. Where's Alabama's passing offense?
Alabama has a double threat running and passing, balanced offense. 2,500 yards passing, 2,600 yards rushing. Balanced. They have 2 things they can do, both of them equally as well.
386 yards passing per game, second in the nation. 557 total yards, which obviously means they have 170 yards plus running the ball for the 3rd best offense in the nation. Oklahoma State is an offensive machine.
They are against defenses of Iowa State, Kansas, who Georgia Tech put up 63 on Kansas, Texas Tech, Texas A&M. Come on, these defenses are nobody. Anybody can score on these defenses.
Well, obviously they can't because Oklahoma only scored 10 points, and Oklahoma had one of the most highly profiled offenses with a Heisman Trophy candidate and got shut down on Saturday by the skeptic Oklahoma State defense.
Give me a week off, and I can prepare for anybody. Oklahoma State coming off a week off.
You had a week off before you played LSU.
And so did LSU. Both teams week off. Oklahoma played Iowa State. Had a tough game. They had to go to Oklahoma State and play. You knew they were going to lose. Oklahoma State had a week to prepare. Alabama's only passing defense is giving up 116 yards a game, Chad. They've only given up 6 TDs for the year. They have 12 INTs. Rushing defense, 75 yards a game they're giving up. What? That's not even 200 yards a game.
Well,
if you add them both together.
Okay,
19, they give it up 9 TDs. Yeah, okay.
I'll give you that. They only give up 8 points per game. But against an offense that scores 49 points per game, I don't foresee the Alabama defense being able to stop it. Now, of course, we're not going to get this Alabama-Oklahoma State matchup. And for those that are listening, the reason we're doing this is because I don't want to see the rematch. I've said it from the time the game started to the time the game ended. This is the only chance that these 2 teams should have to play against each other. Give somebody else a chance, a team that won their conference, a team that has forced 42 turnovers and leads the nation with a plus 20 turnover ratio. You might think their defense gives up a lot of yards, which they do, but ask the Green Bay Packers, who are 12-0 right now. They force turnovers, and that's what Oklahoma State does. That's why they're sitting with a 1-loss record, and they should be sitting on the inside, not on the outside, playing the Fiesta Bowl.
LSU's scoring 38 points a game, Chad. 38 points. Alabama held them to 6 in the regular game, and then 3 in overtime. 9 total points. It's pretty comparable to Oklahoma State. Don't you say that's pretty high scoring? Alabama scores 36 a game, only gives up 8 points a game. I mean, that is balanced. You score a lot, you don't give up a lot of points. There's no way. I mean, you're the best team. You're got the #1 defense in the nation. How should you not be in the national championship game?
Who have you played? Your resume says you've only beaten 2 teams that are ranked in the BCS top 25. Oklahoma State has beaten
3 teams.
Five teams that
3
are
teams.
in.
Alabama's beat 3 teams in the BCS 25: Auburn, Penn State, Arkansas. SEC
Auburn must have snuck back in there.
SEC is the strongest rated conference. Big 12 second. 9 of the 12 SEC teams are going to bowl games, Chad. How many of your 9s going? 7?
7.
7. We have 7.
Higher percentage.
5 of 12 teams in the SEC.
Speaking of percentages, fellas, can I throw some math at you? Because I came up with that ranking system a couple of weeks ago, the Sports Jam exclusive NCAA ranking system, which puts Oklahoma State at number 5.
Ouch.
And as much as I do not want to see this game again, I've got Alabama and LSU as 1 and 2.
Oh, well, wait a second. Now here we go again. And you know, I can't argue with math, and we've done it all season long, where math, as proven by Omar in the National League MVP ballots, that you, Rob, and the Sports Jam Omar was #1 through #6, had the National League spot on. But you can argue with math if it involves people playing against each other and it not really playing against each other. They're playing against math. They're playing against statistics. They're playing against humans' opinions. Now it's time, I think, we take the Sports Jam BCS rankings and take it to the next level. I say we put it on the field.
In a playoff system?
The BCS contract has 2 years left on it. So at the end of the 2013 season, the BCS
the world will have ended a year before, and
the world's going to end on January 9th, when nobody watches that title game except for the people down south.
Wrestling will be on.
Oh, it is a Monday night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go back to it. I mean, the BCS ends in 2013, 2014, and Stephen, like you said, a playoff system. I think we need a playoff system. We're screaming for it, and everybody can't decide. Oh, 4 teams only deserve to be in a playoff. Oh, let's make it 16 teams. What's the right number, Stephen? What number should there be to be comparable to what the BCS is doing right now, what we're trying to figure out mathematical-wise, and to be fair, and to have a real champion determined on the field, kind of like they do the NCAA tournament, where a true basketball champion is won out on the basketball court?
Well, we have 6 automatic qualifying conferences, if you want to count the Big East. So I say if you win your conference, you're in. I mean, because you've been screaming that forever, correct?
Correct.
And most of the teams that win their conference are in the top 10. So you win your conference, you're in. And you take the BCS rankings, and you have 4 at-large teams.
Correct.
According to the BCS, anybody that's left in the top 10 you can take.
Okay. So we're proposing a top 10 BCS championship tournament.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what you want to see?
Yeah, I would love to see that. Now
I'd rather use our rankings, but you know.
Well, we could though, but that would put Houston in the national title picture, and there's no love for Houston after what happened on Saturday against Southern Miss. I mean,
they still have more wins than Alabama.
Because they played an extra game.
Well, there you go. Because Alabama didn't play in the conference championship game. But I digress. So if you're looking at it based on what we've got a top 10 tournament, and the way we look at it is, let's take the top 2 teams. The top 2 teams have to be conference champions. I know you're going to sit there and scream that a team like Alabama deserves to be the #2 seed because of what they are, but in this system, Stephen, would you concede that Oklahoma State would be a #2 seed, Alabama #3 for our purposes?
Oh, definitely. I agree with that 100%.
Okay, so let's go down how it would work. We would have an 10-team tournament where teams #7 and #10 will play each other at #7's home stadium. Winner going to #2's home stadium. #8 will play #9 at #8's home stadium, with the team winner going to #1's home stadium. Those are the only home games in this entire tournament, which, if you're a top 2 team, don't you deserve to have a home game for a BCS tournament Final 8? You're in the quarterfinals. You deserve to have that home field advantage.
So what are you saying? They get a bye and then they get the home field advantage?
Yeah,
Okay.
and not only do they get a bye, but they're also playing against a team that played the week before that everybody's going to sit there and say, well, what about injury? What about injury? Well, I'm sorry. If you're only number 7 or number 10 and you have to go to Oklahoma State and play against them, I'm sorry. If somebody gets hurt, well, Oklahoma State deserved the bye. The Green Bay Packers, the San Francisco 49ers, New England Patriots, and probably the Baltimore Ravens are going to get a bye this year in the NFL. You know what? They earned those byes in their conferences. That's why I say they get the bye, and they get the home game. The other matchups, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5, played on neutral sites, where you can incorporate the BCS bowl games, the Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and the Rose Bowl. You put all 4 of those. Well, you've only got 2 there, but the next round, the semifinals, you use the other 2. And like they do now, the 5th and final BCS game, the national title game, where they settle it on the field, will be played in that neutral site game.
Chad, I have a question. You're saying 7 versus 10, 3 versus 6. Is this the BCS rankings, or is this the seed of the team?
This is the seed of the teams.
Okay, because what if ACC is not in the top 10, but they win their conference? They get in, correct?
They're automatically in. And based on way we look at it with our current BCS, obviously LSU is the number 1 team. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Oklahoma State would be number 2, just because they won their conference.
And they're number 3 in the BCS, correct? That's
right.
why they'll be number 2? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and then you got Alabama number 3. You'd have Oregon number 4. Well, yeah, and actually, based on the BCS, it'd actually be Stanford who was number 4.
That's what I was going to ask you. Shouldn't the conference championships have a higher seed than at-large teams?
Well, you know, you could always say that, but really, does West Virginia deserve to have a higher seeding than anybody else? West Virginia's lost 3 games this year.
They'd lose anyway, even if they played at home.
Well, and I agree with that, but you know, honestly, teams like West Virginia, like Clemson, they don't deserve to have the home games. And you know what? Actually, you can maybe make them the 7 and the 8 seeds. The lower conferences make them the 7 and 8 seeds. So you'd have just project the first rounds. Think of this.
Would I be too complicated in saying, why don't we use the sports jam system and just take the top 10 teams and leave conferences out of it altogether?
The automatic qualifying conferences have to agree. So ACC and Big East aren't going to agree to a system where you take the top 10 teams, because they're not going to get into the money games.
It's because their teams suck. That's why.
And that's why you got to have automatic qualifiers. That's the only way everybody will agree.
So, I mean, you give them the 6, and then basically we could use the Sports Jam math system to where you would then get the next 4 teams in. And based on what we're hearing, Rob, is the next 4 teams, I believe you have Houston.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is a champion. So Wisconsin's already.
Like I said, I don't do conferences.
No, you don't. I believe Houston would be one of them.
Boise, TCU, Houston.
And I believe the other one would be Stanford.
So
yes.
Alabama wouldn't get in?
Oh, all right, Alabama. I'm sorry. Yeah. Who's rated higher, Rob, TCU or Boise in your...
Boise by 25.
Okay, so, I mean, sorry, TCU beat them, but, I mean, there it goes. So now here's the other thing, and I know where you're going at with this, Stephen.
Okay.
Why do teams in these lower conferences, a Houston, a Boise, a TCU, deserve an opportunity? Well, I think there has to be another stipulation, another qualifier, and I think that's what you want to get at.
Well, I was going to say, TCU and Boise State in the same conference. TCU won the conference. They beat Boise State. Why? TCU should be in it before Boise.
Okay.
I mean, because they won their conference, and they're a smaller conference. But if you win and you're in the top 10, or top 10, top 12, you should go before a team that you beat, right?
So let's make this qualifier. The non-BCS conference schools qualify if they are a conference champion and their final BCS rankings are in the top 14, or if they're not a conference champion, they have to be a top 5 in the BCS. Therefore, Boise, you're number 6, they wouldn't get in.